Good afternoon, gentlemen. How's it going? I hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you for joining me here today on episode number 21 of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. We're back here in the main base, just doing some things, preparing for today's episode. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be doing in today's episode. I think we're going to start it off in the overworld, do some mining, maybe build some houses, and then maybe we'll transition into the end. I'm not sure though. I'm going to get some stuff ready, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so yeah, we're going to start this episode off with some mining. I don't really remember the last time I did any mining in this world. I've just had resources sitting in chests locked away from early days of this Minecraft survival world, which was a pretty long time ago. I don't even remember when I started this world. It must be years ago now. I don't know. I have my phases. I play Minecraft. I don't. I've just lost track of time. But yes, I want to collect some diamonds down here. Mainly diamonds. I mean, some lapis and redstone would be nice too, but mainly diamonds because of last episode. I've been working in the end. I've been losing all of my items to the void, and it's just kind of annoying. I want to have some spare diamonds sitting in a chest so I can just craft up a bunch of tools and armor. And I want to make some extra armor sets and tool sets that we can just have sitting around, so whenever I die, whenever I need something or something breaks on accident, I can just use those tools. So that's the objective. I'm going to do some mining, and yeah, I'm probably going to have to set up a beacon or something like that. We'll grab a few diamonds, and then we can move on to the actual projects of today's episode. Alright, so yeah, just setting up a beacon down here so we can get instant mine unlocked, and we can have that sweet instant mine ability. I realized that I kind of ran out of gold. I mean, I have a few beacon bases scattered around the world, and I just don't really have any more gold. I guess I've used it all up, so I'm using iron here. Kind of running low on that too, so we might have to make a trip to the gold farm and the iron farm at some point. Alright, so obviously to get the beacon beam going, I have to mine up through the Earth's core and reveal the beacon beam to the sky. Alright, so yeah, just getting to the top up here, just seeing that there's a slab here. I'm now realizing that I didn't have to remove this slab, so I don't know why I did that, but I placed it there just in case we wanted to put it back at some point when we're done with the beacon. I kind of messed up here. Whatever, no big deal. Anyways, let's start digging. Oh, how wonderful! The exact reason I've begun to mine. It's happened again. Let's see what items have survived. Alright, so getting down here, okay. Alright, why don't we try going from the prison access door? We haven't really used this in a while, and this is another death. Alright, so finally I'm successful. I've landed on the leaves and I can make it over to my storage room. I'm going to grab like a pickaxe and an elytra and then make it over there to my tools and see what's burnt up and what hasn't. Alright, here we are, back where the lava has viciously murdered me, and okay, I can see the axe survived. That's kind of a common trend, and some of my armor. Okay, it looks like my armor, everything survived. My elytra burnt up, but I have a few extra ones of those. This axe, man, I don't know what it is with this axe. It just survives through anything. It survived in the void. It survived on this lava. I mean, I'm going to have to go get some new tools now, and that's kind of why I was mining. But I did collect a good amount of diamonds. I believe I have a stack or so sitting away in here in this chest, and we have a bunch of other stuff. So not terrible, but yeah, now I have to go enchant some stuff. Great. Alright, so just on my way to the gold farm to grind up some levels. Alright, so looking up in these blue shulker boxes, I have a few like trash tools that I don't really use, but I can probably combine a few of these and make some of the tools I need. But yeah, I'm gonna stop dying because it's really starting to piss me off, me having to be here every episode. Alright, about an hour later, and I've gotten all my tools back, so everything's in prime condition. I have all of the best enchants for the 400th time now, but I kind of went a little bit overboard. I've kind of gathered a few more tools than I've needed. As you can see, this is kind of expanded. We have a bunch of different trash tools that I can combine at some point in the future if I ever need things. And this isn't it. I also have some armor in here, but I also have some actual good tools that we can use. Now, they're not great. They're not like OP tools, but they all have decent enchantments. If I ever die, I can just pick up some of these. Alright, I also died, so I'm going to need to breed up some cows and get some steak. Living that vegan lifestyle. Alright, so moving on, finally making some progress in today's world. We're going to be building some houses in today's episode, finishing off this area. In the last episode, we built these two houses, and they look pretty good. I wasn't exactly 100% satisfied, but yeah, we got to finish these two houses back here. I want to put some flags on these towers, I guess, and we have a bunch of work to do today. I want to actually focus on this castle area, make a good amount of progress. We're going to be doing some work on the houses, getting those done, and then I also want to do some exterior castle wall design. So I'm going to redesign this plan, this floor plan right here. I'm not exactly happy with it, and then we're going to get to work and build these houses up. Alright, so I kind of wanted to change this wall, and I'm definitely going to go with the cobblestone and mossy cobblestone mixed in with all of those different kinds of stone. The brick is just a little bit too bright, and plus if we go with the brick, then if you look up here, when we go over here, it's kind of shining through, and that's not exactly what I want. Yeah, in my opinion, that looks much better than the previous design. So we're going to go with this. I've got some bushes and flowers and stuff, got some andesite at the bottom, acting as some kind of structural block, but yeah, overall I'm more happy with this, and now I'm going to redesign. Oh, I guess we missed a slab there. Now I'm going to get to that redesigning of the floor plan here. I don't really like how this is laid out. Alright, so this is the new and improved design for the houses at least. Now, we have a few shacks over there for kind of stands for shops or something like that, but we have a bigger house here, a smaller house here, and obviously there's like those gaps for the doors and stuff like that. You guys don't really need to see any of this. I'm going to start building the houses, and then you can let me know what you think of them. Alright, so I kind of refined this design a little bit. I got rid of one of those corner stalls and moved the houses over by one. I got a bunch of different inventory items here, a bunch of different blocks for the build. I also have this very useful hoe. I kind of forgot that they changed this, so I was using this to mine leaves. It's absolutely revolutionary. I don't need to use up 400 shears anymore. It's beautiful. I love hoes. Okay, so I actually wanted to finish both of these houses in that time lapse, and I had to cut it short because I've built this house wrong. It's supposed to be 2 blocks less wide. It's supposed to have 3 windows up here, not 4, and all of the dimensions are just kind of screwed up because of it. The roof doesn't look right. You can't even see this house if you step away, so I kind of have ruined all of this, but I'm really tired. It's getting pretty late in the day. I've already built this much. I might as well try to complete it, add the rest of the details, see if I like it. If it works, I'll leave it. I kind of do like the other design a little bit more. I'll show you guys in a creative test world, but I'm just kind of stumped and tired, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can finish this and see if it looks any good. Alright, so here we are. This is what the house is supposed to look like in a creative test world. On a flat world, you can see this is where I build everything, but you can't see any of the other builds. Anyways, 3 windows on the top, on the bottom. You can see the roof, you can see all the details. This is what the houses are supposed to look like, and obviously this house doesn't look like that. So I'm going to give you like a side-by-side view of the 2 different houses. Obviously, I'm going to continue on with the one I have right now built up in my survival world because it takes long to build things, but I do think I like this design a little bit more. It looks a little bit sleek, and the houses are kind of closer together. They actually fit together in a way, I don't know, to me at least, and you can actually see the other house on the right when you walk down the strip. With this bulkier house, you can't really see it. It's kind of hidden away in the corner. Anyways, what do you guys think? Okay, so hopefully you can see what I mean. This house is supposed to be 2 blocks thinner, so it's kind of obstructing the other house. You can't really see it unless you look at it at an angle. That's kind of unfortunate, but I'm going to keep working on it anyways. Alright, so I put the roofs in for both of these houses. They use kind of the same roof design, and it might look a little bit off to you. That's actually acacia wood. I'm using the FWIP texture pack. I've mentioned this multiple times. Come on, listen people, you got this. Anyways, I am absolutely in love with the way this looks. I wish I built like a whole village with this roof design. Maybe I'll swap out all of the roofs. Probably won't do that. I'm a pretty lazy person, but I'm just in love with it. I think it looks so good. The house is still a little bit too chunky for me, but I think it's going to work out fine. I'm just going to leave it for now, see where it goes. If you guys really want me to tear it out, I will. I kind of also like how it lines up with the fencing. It's kind of symmetrical. Anyways, though, I'm going to do some more work, get all of the little details done, all of the minutia, and all of the walls completed, and then I'll be back with you to show off these gorgeous looking houses. Alright, so I came over here to my jungle base to do a bit of AFKing at the iron farm, and I realized that there is a party going on, and I was not invited. Alright, so I AFK'd here for a few hours, only to come back and realize that I haven't received any iron. No, this entire farm is broken, and some villagers are missing over here. Now, you can probably also notice that that clip was lagging a bit, so I guess everything here is just broken, and it's unfortunate because now I have to build or at least get new villagers, and to get new villagers here, I guess I have to build a villager breeder, and I don't really want to do that. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is at some point we're going to relocate this entire farm, maybe tear this one down, maybe build some big industrial iron farm so I can have plenty of iron. But yeah, these guys are still hanging out. I'm probably going to get some torches in here and stop further spawns because it's a lot of zombies, and I don't want a lot of zombies to be sitting in there. Okay, so I just stuck some torches in here. That should be fine. It should do the job. It's not supposed to look fancy. This whole area is like this industrial farm place where I plan to have a bunch of different kind of ugly farms that just produce tons of resources. And obviously, we moved away from this area, so these are the only farms we have here. And I do at some point want to relocate them, not really destroy them or anything, just at least build these same farms over in my main base, a sugarcane farm, a pumpkin and melon farm, just so they're convenient and reliable and I don't have to travel out all the way over here. Now, as for the iron farm, I have absolutely no idea what kind of design I want to go for or where I want to build this thing or what kind of structure I want to encase it in. So if you guys have any ideas, if you want to link me a design for an iron farm, I want something pretty big, not crazy big, but something that'll last me in a single player world and I'll have tons of iron to just go through, something that isn't too complicated to build, but I'm not going to shy away from a technical build. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas at all, let me know in the comments down below. And here are the final products. The houses are completely finished. I have a bunch of leaves spammed everywhere because apparently that's my aesthetic now. And yeah, we have these chests that I guess I didn't clean up here. We have a bunch of tables, a composter, a lantern, a flower pot, a bunch of small little things that I'm not exactly good at detailing, like realistically. But yeah, I just spammed leaves everywhere, and I got some mossy cobblestone back here, mossy stone brick, whatever it is. I didn't completely detail that wall, kind of missed or forgot it. I'll get to that. I don't want to leave anything untouched. Now we have this area to work on. We have this little stall to build up, and I have to detail that wall as well. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the final product. Obviously, this didn't start off the way I wanted these houses to look. I kind of made them a little bit too wide, but what are you gonna do? I'm a lazy guy. I'm not gonna go back. Maybe one day, but I think it's just such a small thing. I don't really care enough to do that. These houses look fine. I'm happy with the roofs, especially. They just, that like cherry red, it just fits so well with the dark oak. I'm definitely gonna be using that in other places in the world, but yeah, that's it. I'm gonna move on and build that stall, and then we'll see where I go from there. Alright, so let's step up here and see the stall. It's a single one, as I said. I got rid. There was supposed to be two of them, and it's kind of like a leather shop. There's a bunch of different leather items you can build. We went with a magenta and purple wool style, and I think it looks bright and colorful and pops. We have a bunch of hay bales back here because I'm not creative and I didn't know what else to put, but yeah, this fills the area. It looks nice, and this whole area is now completely done. I just have to clean up some shulker boxes and stuff like that, and then we can move on over here to the other two areas that we have to build. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. Hope you guys are too. The only thing I guess I'm not 100% happy with is this roof right here. Maybe I'll change that, maybe I won't. Who cares? Small things don't really matter. It looks good as a whole. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is do some work on these exterior castle walls. I'm just going to do a time lapse. Just a bunch of boring stuff of like terraforming and detailing. So here we go. Okay, so if I turn around over here, you could see the final product, and again, I kind of prematurely ended the time lapse. I only did half of the actual project because I'm wondering, am I adding a bit too much detail? There's a lot going on here. I like this whole bottom section. I think that looks really good. I like the rock formation. It looks good. Up here, maybe I added one too many flowers. If we fly over here, you can kind of see the other side of it, and it looks a lot more bland. I mean, I think it looks a little bit too bland. I like the other side a little bit more, but I think the other side is just a little bit too much. So probably going to remove some flowers, remove some bushes, and then check out what that looks like. So yeah, that's reference. We'll see when I change it up a little bit what it looks like, but yeah, I'm gonna do some small changes, and then I guess we can move on to the other side. Okay, so I removed a few flowers and it's definitely looking a lot less busy. I'm liking it a lot more now. I don't know if I'm going to leave those leaves on the kind of like, what is that thing called? It's like a formation of rocks that's a balcony up top by the house. I don't know. Anyways, I'm liking this a ton more. Again, I think it looks better if it's less busy. You know, sometimes less is more and it just looks better, but I think we're going to move on over here. And I also forgot to mention we added the flags up to the top now. They don't look great. I think they get the job done, but I absolutely hate building those flags. It's so tedious and they never turn out the way I want them to. Time for another time lapse. Alright, gentlemen, maybe I sound a little bit different. It's a few days later, and unfortunately, something tragic has happened. So, I had about 3 or 4 days of clips saved up. All of the audio is just gone. It's all corrupted, and I don't know what happened to it. And all of the clips are just flashing with this weird kind of flashing effect. I've had this before, and I didn't realize that I made the same mistake. There was a glitch with the NVIDIA Shadow Play service. You have to, like, disable some privacy setting, or else it bugs out like this. And it's really unfortunate because I had so many clips, so many updates of me making progress in the world. So what I'm going to do to kind of combat this is just go back to all of the areas that I worked on and kind of give you like a tour explanation. It's obviously going to be right now, so it might look a little bit weird because my tools are all the same and I'm just kind of going back to all these different areas that I worked on randomly, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, and then we're going to go work on the end after I catch you guys up on all the things you've missed. Alright, so this is what you were supposed to see after that time lapse, the finished project of this wall. I think it looks great. I mean, there's a lot here, there's a lot of random details, and it almost looks too much and a little bit kind of clustery and just messy, but I also have to mention, I removed some leaves off of that rock formation over there. I think that looks a little bit better. Anyways, like I was saying, it looks a little bit messy. That's kind of the look I'm going for. It's overgrown, this isn't maintained, it's these like rocky cliffs that no one really cleans because this is basically meant to keep people out, but it's kind of been turned into this natural like place with this nice waterfall. There's leaves everywhere, and I put string on top of all of the sugar cane and all of the, what are those bamboo sticks called, just to maintain it a little bit more. I think all of these rock formations here look really nice, how they just pop out of the ground, and we have leaves here, we have some berry bushes, we have chunks of sand. It just looks really good. I'm really happy with all of the detail, and it just adds to the ambiance of the world. It makes it look more complete. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I finally got to it. And also, we have this village right here, and you kind of look at this wall while walking over this village. Now it kind of peeks out in the back, but it just makes it feel more alive and real because the detail is complete and it doesn't feel bland. So overall, I was really happy with this, and now I have to reiterate that I'm really happy, but I am really happy with it. We do have to get to all of the other surrounding walls, so that's for another time, but right now we know what we want to do. We know that we have to complete all these other walls, and we can move on to the other projects for now. I dug this big hole out because I needed a bunch of dirt. This was kind of random, but I just added a bunch of these fences here. It makes it look a little bit more fortified, as if it's some kind of gate or some kind of closed off window. I think it looks pretty cool and adds some nice detail. I also did a few chores around the base. We reorganized the chest room. I had a bunch of random shulker boxes here. I traded with some villagers. We gathered some skeleton skulls and killed some withers and got some beacons. Alright, so then I jumped into the end, and as you can see, there's not much end island left, but I completed this beacon beam here. The Bifrost is done, and I'm absolutely in love with the way it's looking. The beacon beams going through all the colored glass just make it more colorful and make it pop more, and as you can see, there's like these 3 phases. There's the bottom one where these beacon beams are there, but it's kind of overshadowed by this black glass. A question I had was, should I remove the black glass? I think I'm going to keep it because I like those 3 phases. I also mentioned that I wish there was like horizontal beacon beams, because putting those beacon beams in this bridge would look so cool. I wish there was like a mod or like a data pack. I would love having that. But then for the top here, I got a comment in the previous episode, or one of the previous episodes, letting me know to put black glass on the top here, so it would kind of negate the look of the beacon beams because they would be turned into black, and obviously the sky here is black. That didn't exactly work. I had to layer it a bit, but it still looked like this ugly navy color, and you could see it. So what I ended up doing is just letting the light shine through, and again, it looks like we have these three phases. We have the messy one, and then we have the middle beacon clean one, and then we have the beacon beams alone. I think it looks really great. As I said though, we're going to be finishing up this island over here in the next episode, and the whole Bifrost should just be complete. Okay, and then walking into here, I did a bit of detail work. We kind of sorted some things out in here. We have this big reactor in the ceiling, and originally I had to cover up the beacon beams and the beacons and the gold pad that the beacons were on, and I was going to go for some kind of chandelier, but then I was like, why don't we have some kind of reactor looking thing? And in my opinion, it looks just like that, some kind of reactor, and we have these different colored glass kind of like seeping through, and this is the beginning of the Bifrost, it kind of the start of what is beaming you up. I think it looks phenomenal. I'm really happy with it. We have this edge of stairs here, just some fine details because there's not really much I can put in this room. I don't know what else to include in it, but I think it looks great for right now. I'm really happy with all the building that we did. Okay, so originally this is where I was going to jump to. This was my next project in the episode, and now looking on it, I think I'm going to leave it with what we have so far, but I just kind of want to elaborate. So in the last episode, we obviously started working over here on the main island of Asgard. We created an outline, a rough outline of the beginning of the island. We worked on this structure over here, the main golden tower. I actually want to extend that, but we'll get to that in the next episode. Anyways, I've kind of just been filling in this outline. I collected a bunch of dirt, like shulker boxes upon shulker boxes of dirt. In one of the clips, you saw that big chunk of dirt that I mined out. I did a lot more than that actually, but that's all I really showed off. Anyways, I wanted to fill this in. I wanted to do like a big time lapse of me working on this, building one of the mountains, but I decided to leave that for another episode. I don't want to spam you guys with like 5 or 6 time lapses in a single episode, so yeah, we'll work on this in the next episode. I know I haven't been working on this and I've kind of been leaving it off to the side, but one of these episodes coming soon is going to focus on Asgard, I promise. Anyways, though, that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I feel like we got a good amount of work done. You know, there's a lot of variety, and have I mentioned that some of my clips were actually corrupted, so I lost some content, and I actually wanted to make this episode even longer, but obviously I wasn't able to do that because, you know, we're uploading every other week now, so I want to try to make these episodes a little bit longer. Unfortunately, today's episode was not because the forces of the universe are just against me, but what are you going to do? Either way, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoy this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you guys.